So if you have a computer and you have any kind of antivirus software on your computer that says McAfee, I am sitting with the founder of that antivirus software, John McAfee, and a few other things to tell you about John before we get into it. He's probably got one of the most, there's so many ways, stories you read about him that's just so interesting when you read about him. Former presidential candidate. I think when you ran on a libertarian / cyber party.
It was a libertarian
party. 1987 founded McAfee, and in 1996 he sells it. Made a lot of money at that time. If social media was around 1994, 1996, you probably have tens of millions of people following you on your views that you have in place. So again, I can say a lot of things about yourself. You say, let's just keep it simple and get into it. John, thank you so much, sir, for taking the time for visiting with us. Truly appreciate it. If we can get right into it, so right now, you saw what happened with last week, 2 weeks ago. Everybody's curious to know what's going on with Mark Zuckerberg, Facebook, all of these other things. And I know you yourself, having been on the other side when you're running a software and you're kind of trying to protect us. And in a space like that, when you were running it, McAfee was known as probably number one because it was ran by people who were extremely paranoid, which is what you would want. So when you see that today and you see what's going on with Facebook, what are you thinking about?
Well, I'm thinking people are foolish if you believe you can go onto the internet, sign on to a social media site, and expect to have privacy. That's ridiculous. How do these companies make money? Seriously, Google makes money by knowing where you are, what you're buying, who you're with, who your contacts are, who you last talked to, where you're eating your dinner. This is how everybody makes money. And to think that you're going to get these free services, seriously, how valuable to you is Google? How often do you Google something to find out anything? Where the next clothing store is, what's on the movies, something to help your children with their homework. Constantly. Invaluable. What does it cost you?
Zero.
Please, nothing is free. Nothing is free. My parents told me that. I told my children that. What you are paying is your privacy. Please. So to be shocked that Facebook is selling your data or allowing people to have access to it, I'm sorry, that's just foolish. It's utterly foolish. So if you want to use free services and you're paying nothing for them, why then are you upset that they're taking the data that you input and selling it? To expect privacy in this world where hackers can see anything, the government can see anything, that our telephones, our smartphones are designed to spy on us. That's their design.
They're designed.
Pardon?
They're designed to spy on us.
Of course they are, because how again do they make money? They have application interfaces that let them access your location, your contacts, who you're calling, what you're buying. Why? Because marketers pay a lot of money for that. Now, that's okay if in fact all you get from that is someone trying to sell you shoes. But when hackers use those same facilities, or the government, then we lose our privacy. We have people watching us because these operating systems are designed to find out as much about you as possible.
Did you watch the congressional hearing?
No, it would be nonsense. Mark Zuckerberg's got nothing to do with this. It's ourselves. We want everything and we expect everything. Well, the world doesn't work that way.
Interesting, different point of view you're taking it from.
I don't think it's a different. I think that most technologists would agree with me that, once you log on to the internet, your privacy is gone. So you have a choice. Keep your privacy or go, okay, well, I'm going to be very careful about what I input. People ask me for my phone number. I just don't give it to them. Certain information you do not get. And if I cannot get onto your site, then I'll go somewhere else.
So are you pretty active on all social media sites right now, or mainly just Twitter? Are you active on all social media sites, or mainly Twitter?
I have a Facebook account I'm not too active on. I have a YouTube channel. But mostly it's Twitter.
Mostly it's Twitter. Okay. So whatever Mark Zuckerberg said or doesn't, the information is going to be used, for whatever organization is going to contact you. So that's the consumer needs to know that if you're going to do it, if you don't want to do it, get off and don't share your stuff with people that they can't use against you.
Right. Don't get on social media sites. But they are valuable. So I don't expect privacy. I was not at all surprised that Facebook
You don't expect privacy?
Of course I don't. I mean, if I want privacy, I have to take care of it. I have to be careful about what I input. I have to be careful about what media sites I'm on, what machine I'm using to access those sites. If you input your name and your address, your age, you better expect everybody in the world to have access to that. Whatever you put down on any media site, you must expect the entire world to see that. So I'm very careful what I put down. Do I care if the world knows this? No. If I do care, then I don't go on.
So let me ask you, when you were running McAfee for that, from 87 to 94 until you resigned, that 7-year period, was there ever times when somebody really tried to break into a computer system of somebody's and you got alerted where you were so concerned where you said, I got to pick up the phone and call the NSA or FBI? Did that ever happen?
All the time.
All the time?
All the time.
So that was a norm for you?
Well, of course. I mean, that was when viruses were first coming out. And they were destroying people's systems, destroying all of your data, doing terrible things. So, of course, when you got into corporations were losing millions of dollars. So, of course, they called the FBI.